What is good, YouTube? Coming to you early on the weekend with the Orlando Magic. This team only won 29 games last year. They traded for Ibaka. They thought they'd have a rim protector with Ibaka and Biyombo. They had picked up some new rookies. They still had Vucci, and he's only 26 years old under a good tradable contract, and he produces. But now we will have to see, what is the Magic going to do? They haven't made the playoffs since Dwight Howard was there, and that's becoming, it's so long ago that now it's kind of like, is this team going to get on the right pace? They get Tobias Harris. They draft Victor Oladipo. They had got all these players, now they're gone. They traded these players. They drafted new players like Mario Hezonja. They drafted Jonathan Isaac. They drafted Aaron Gordon. And now I'm trying to figure out, what direction is this team going in? Obviously, you would like a team with Jonathan Isaac, Aaron Gordon, and Vucci, because you can switch a lot of things. You can post up. You can go big with Jonathan Isaac. He's not strong enough. His body not there yet. But he does have the size and the length to play the center position, because you can play small ball with him at the center, and he can stretch out the floor. He can get out in transition. He can get dunks and layups in the paint, kind of like Yanni. And another thing about that is Aaron Gordon, he's learning how to shoot. He's trying to become a more better all-around player. ESPN had him in the top 75, which I'm really surprised at, because I don't really think Aaron Gordon is that good, but he's not trash either. So this team has to find a direction. Because like I said, last year they tried out they rented Serge Ibaka for half the season. They still trying to find out what they're going to get out of Elfrid Payton. He's been developing. He's been getting better. He's been getting more confident. And he's been playing a whole lot better since he came in the league years ago. And he's starting to get it. And he's a good defensive point guard. He got the size. He has the length. He has the athleticism. It's just he couldn't score when he first got into the league. And now he's starting to figure it out. And now he's starting to play more confident. Adrian Payne is a guy that can play the stretch four, knock down some threes. Doesn't need the ball, comes in and plays his position, plays his role. He's not a guy that forces up shot. He's not a guy that's trying to do too much. He just do what the coach asks him to do, and that's all he does. Shelvin Mack adds some scoring punch off the bench, and a solid backup point guard. Jonathan Isaac, like I spoke about him, he's 19, he's 6'10". He probably can grow to 7 feet to 6'11". By the time he's 21, he has the size, he has the athleticism, he has the potential, and he can also be a great defensive player with the tools that his body shows and what he has already built in. Plus, he's athletic. Mario Hezonja, this experiment hasn't really worked out. They drafted him when he was real young. He's been in the league for a couple years. He's not really getting the minutes. He might get it this year. I don't know. He has the size to play the 2 or the 3. Sometimes they call him a shooting guard, but he has the size also of a small forward. And he's kind of streaky. He can be hot and cold sometimes. He needs to be more patient, pick his spots when to score, and not force up any shots. And he just need to continue to work up on a corner and a spotted up 3, because he can always be a kick out threat or a loose rebound threat, and then knock down spot up 3s and corner 3s if he's open. If he can continue to work on his long range and his better shot selection, picking his spots from the score, he can be a shot maker in his league. He did it in summer league a little bit. He did it overseas, but he hasn't been able to do it against the best of the best in the NBA. And if he's going to play that shooting guard or the small forward position, that's a position that you have a lot of great scorers at that position. So he's going to have to show up defensively also. And he has the length and the size to do it, but he hasn't been able to put it together. Aaron Gordon was another guy that got drafted real young, so I can't really judge him because he was real premature. The guy can play the 3 or the 4. He can jump out of the building. He can get out in transition and is a blur, and he can finish above the rim. His shooting has been hot and cold, just like Hezonja and Isaac, but you can't really judge him because he's still learning. He's still getting better. Plus, we don't know how good he is yet because he didn't play this season yet, and we don't know what he's been working on at the end of the day. Evan Fournier probably the damn best player on the damn team besides Vucevic. The guy can shoot the three. The guy can create his own shot. He has the size. He has a shooting touch. He's an excellent three-point shooter. He's a guy that can score within the system, or he's a guy that can just go out there and flat out light it up. He can get super hot sometimes too. That was a good pickup for them. He's 6'7", 205, and it's always good to have the shooters, especially an elite shooter, because he can shoot over 40%, and you only paying him $17 million for a dead eye. Bismack Biyombo didn't really play up to his contract last year. He's only 6'9" for a center. He really don't have the size. He has the athletic ability. He has the ability to make up and clear space, but he doesn't have the size. He has the length too, but he's not 6'11". He's not 7 feet, so he's gonna have to make up a lot of that size with more hustle, more effort plays, which he does do. But since he's undersized at that center position, he's going to have to continue to do it. DJ Augustine is an ultimate professional. He's going to come in and give you some three-point shooting, some ball handling. He's going to come in and give you some mid-range scoring, some off-the-dribble scoring. And he's a guy that you know he's going to come in and contribute. He's going to come in and play his role, and he's just going to come in and do what he's supposed to do. And then you're going to like to have him on your team because he's a winner. Aaron Aflalo, they got him on a damn near steal. You're only paying him $1.4 million for a guy that can post up, that can knock down the mid-range jumper, that can give you somebody that can score in isolation, or a guy that can knock down spot up threes. He's a good backup for Aaron Aflalo, and you can run him at the 2 and put Evan Fournier, and you can sometimes slide Fournier to the 3 so you can have him and Aflalo both on the court, and sometimes they can give you problems because you got more offense on the court. Plus, Aaron Aflalo not a slouch defensively, so I like him. Terrence Ross is another guy that they have. Like I said, they got a lot of the same players and a lot of the same pieces. He's a shooter, but he's also athletic, can get to the rim, can get to the paint, can finish in transition because he's super fast, can light it up, can come off screens, just like Evan Fournier at the same position, kind of. And he's a guy that can knock down big shots and not scared of the big moment, that can help them in fourth quarters, especially since he played on the Raptors that had success in the playoffs when he was on there, and he was a starter at some points in time. Maurice Space is another guy that can come in, bang, knock down the glue shots, which means you might be open. You might find him open for a drive. You might find him open for a spot up mid-range because people playing off of him or not noticing him. So he gets a lot of layups, dunks, and mid-range jumper and spot up threes because he's a guy that they're focused on your main players, that he can contribute by knocking down the open shots that's given to him. And that's something that he has done his whole career. And now he's an NBA champion, so that also adds a professional and a guy that can show you how to win, and he can rub off on players like Isaac and Biyombo and help them probably become better offensive players. And you only pay him $1.4 million, which is good for a solid veteran. And Vucci, he's 26. He can post up, not down the mid-range. He's not the best defender. He's not the best athlete, but he knows how to contribute the best way he can. He can crash the boards, and he can shoot free throws. The dude damn near can do it all besides shoot the 3, which I don't want him doing anyway because he's 7 feet 260, and staying around that 0 to 15-foot range is easy buckets for him because he's already 7 feet, damn near just tossing the ball in the basket. And I like him. He's a guy that you want to keep on your roster because he doesn't complain. He's not trying to be the man. He's just trying to go out there and do his job and play his role. And that can help if he ever go to another team that has a lot of talent. They can really utilize a player that can rebound the ball and score in a multitude of ways. But the problem I have with the Magic, like I said in the beginning of the video, is just they have talent. They have a lot of players at the same position. They have veterans. They have leadership. They just have to put it together with wins. Plus, they got to figure out what they're trying to do. like they got a lot of players playing the same position. They trade in a lot of their youth, like I said, Victor, like Tobias, and other players like that. And now they got similar players, and then they not really. They won 29 games last year. Alfred Payton is developing a little bit. Vucci damn near been doing the same shit every year, which is being productive. And once we figure out what they're trying to build, what direction they're trying to go, what is going to be their identity, what is going to be their bread and butter, when is they going to start winning more games, because they've been terrible for years, and they seem like they don't know what they really want to do. They just collecting and stocking up talent. Maybe they're trying to trade for a superstar. Maybe they're trying to hit it right on the draft and get a franchise player within the draft, which they haven't been able to do since Dwight Howard, really. And that was a year, that's over 10 years ago since then. And they ended up hitting right on him with the #1 pick. So we'll see. I have this team winning around 25 to 32 games, which is not making the playoffs. I don't really have high expectations for this team. And I like Orlando. It's a good place to live and stuff. But this team, we don't know what's going to happen with this team years from now. And we all just got to see what's going to happen, how they going to rebuild, how they going to put the team together, who going to be they nucleus and their core, who going to stay around and become the man and become the big three. I don't really see it with the players that's on this roster, but we got to continue to see them develop, and we got to continue to see if they can straight gold in the draft. Other than that, I don't really have much to say. This team been rebuilding for years, and they still don't have a franchise player to this day, unless you count Vucevic and Fournier, which is two solid players, two role players on a great team. They're not that guy right now. Quinn Wade Basketball, Nas is signing out. Let me know what you guys think about the Orlando Magic in the comment section below. Check out my website, NasPlayground.com. It'll be in the comment in the description below. Also, check out my Facebook page at NasPlayground.com. It'll be in the comment in the description below. All you gotta do is click the link, get sent you to my Facebook page, and like to show support. That's all I'm asking. Quinn Wade Basketball, Nas is signing out. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.